Well, it is hard to believe that anyone would target people who are already dealing with a disaster, but it is happening across the country and here in Colorado.
Contractor fraud and insurance fraud are more sophisticated than ever. Our consumer investigator Jacqueline Allen is going in depth on what to watch out for and how to protect yourself.
Coloradans are no strangers to natural disasters. I've covered them all here: wildfires, floods, blizzards, hailstorms, tornadoes. And I've also covered the aftermath, when all too often people who are already vulnerable are targeted.
And even they think it's like a big joke, easy target.
The stories are heartbreaking. Shoddy repairs, disappearing contractors, thousands of dollars lost.
Try not to be bitter. You have problems just like everybody else, and they just add to your problem.
We see the faces behind the staggering numbers. Last year, $100 billion in insured losses from catastrophic events across the U.S. And insurance companies estimate about $10 billion, that's billion with a B, went to criminal networks. I sat down with the head of the National Insurance Crime Bureau to talk about people who can't get their money back to fix their homes.
When you're talking about criminal networks, there's something bigger going on here.
It is. These are financial crime criminal networks that operate within a state. They even come from overseas because they know about money. And these criminal enterprises come in, they victimize the people twice. They've been the victim of the catastrophic event, the natural disaster, and now they're being victimized of crimes. And these are very sophisticated networks going after the money.
Before a disaster happens, there is something you can do to protect yourself, something many Coloradans learned the hard way from the Marshall Fire.
Their insurance policies will not even come close to covering the cost of rebuilding.
Many found out their homes were dramatically underinsured. The takeaway: the pandemic and inflation drove up the cost of materials. So, step one, call your insurance carrier and make sure you have the right coverages in place. Step two, watch for red flags. If someone cold calls you or shows up at your door, don't fall for it. It may sound like a bargain, but it could cost you more in the long run. Instead, step three, check with your insurance carrier, the Better Business Bureau, your neighbors, and vet your contractors. Make sure they are licensed and insured here in Colorado. And step four, go slow. Get 3 bids. Once you find someone, you may have to pay a small down payment, usually about 10%, but do not pay in full up front. Make sure you get your money's worth.
I talk to people all the time who say, this person was so convincing. I just believed that they were a good person. He seemed like such a good guy. Why is that not enough?
These are criminal networks. They know how to speak to the victims. They are silver-tongued devils. They are financial crime experts.
You've heard you get what you pay for, but that is not true in a lot of these cases. You may get nothing, and your house or your car will still need the repairs. Reporting for Contact Denver 7, I'm Jacqueline Allen.